In the book Uyun Al-Hikayat min Qashash Ash-Shalihin wa Nawodir Az-Zahidin by Imam Ibnul Jauzi, it is said that at that time Umair bin Saad Al-Ansari was sent by Caliph Umar bin Khattab to be governor of Homs. He has been in office for a year, but he has not sent any news to him. Send a letter to Umair, because by Allah, I see he has violated the rules. It said, if this letter reaches you, then come here. While you carry the wealth collected from the Muslims, ordered Caliph Umar to his secretary. After reading the letter, Umair rushed to take his bag. Then in it, he put his lunch and plate and hung up his personal equipment. Then he took his stick. After then, he immediately set off on foot from Homs to Medina. As soon as he arrived in Medina, his body color was pale and his face was covered in dust, while the hair on his face was already long greeted. Assalamu alaikum, O Amirul Mu'minin, wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Umar asked, how are you? Umair replied, what do you think of my condition? Don't you see that I am healthy, and I am carrying the world that I am pulling the reins of? What did you bring? Asked Umar, who thought he was carrying a lot of treasure. I brought my bag, in which I put my lunch and my plate for eating, and I used it as a water container for washing my head and clothes, also my water container for ablution and drinking, and the stick that I used to support my body, and became my weapon if there were people evil that attacked me. By Allah, the world is just like that. You came here on foot? Yes. Didn't a Muslim give you a horse that you could ride here? They didn't give it to me, and I didn't ask them either. The attitude of the Muslims at your place of duty was very bad. Be fearful of Allah, O Umar. Allah has forbidden us to commit backbiting, while I see them performing their morning prayers. What made you not send news for a long time? And what have you done? Why do you ask that, O Amirul Mu'minin? Said Umair, asking back. Subhanallah. Also read, Bilal bin Rabah, the slave called our leader, by Umar bin Khattab. Umair said, if I wasn't worried about making you sad, I wouldn't want to tell you about why I didn't send any news for a year. What I did when I came to Homs, I gathered trusted people there. Then I assigned them to collect their fai'i treasures, and after the treasures were collected, I distributed them to the people who were entitled to them. I brought your rights here. Have you brought any treasure for us here? Asked Umar again. No, Umair answered. Umar said to his secretary, make a new assignment letter for Umair. Umair said, what I did was not for you, nor for anyone after you. By Allah, I did not want to accept that position before, and now I don't want to accept it. I have even said to a Christian, Allah has humiliated you, and this is what you are giving me, O Umar. Because the hardest days for me were when you gave me duties as governor. Then Umair asked permission to go home, so Umar gave him permission to return to his house. His house is several miles from Umar's office. After Umair returned home, Umar said to his secretary, I see he has committed a violation. Umar then sent someone named Al-Harits, and he gave him 100 dinars. While ordering, go to Umair's house, then act like a guest. If you see any evidence of deviation, return here immediately. Meanwhile, if you see that his economic condition is very difficult, give him this 100 dinars. Al-Harits immediately went to Umair's place. When he arrived, he saw Umair sitting with his clothes pressed against the wall. He immediately greeted him. Umair said, get down from your vehicle, brother. May Allah have mercy on you. He immediately went downstairs. Then Umair asked, where are you from? From Medina. What was the condition of Amirul Mu'minin? when you left. He is a pious man. What was the condition of the Muslims when you left? They are also devout people. Didn't Umar impose a hudud sentence? It's true. He punished his son for committing an act that violated the Sharia, so that his son died. Umair said, "O Allah, give help to Umar. I know he acts harshly because of his love for you." Then Al-Harith stayed for 3 days at Umair's house. At that time, Umair's family only had 1 slice of wheat bread, and Umair's family also specialized wheat bread for their guests, while they endured hunger until they were exhausted. Finally, Umair said to his guests, "You have starved us. If you want to leave our place, then please." Al-Harith then took out the dinars he had brought from Umar. Then he gave them to Umair, while saying, "Amir al-Mu'minin sent me to give this to you. Use this treasure for your needs." Seeing this, Umair shouted, "I don't need this treasure. Please return it to Umar." Furthermore, Umair's wife said, "You can take it if you need it, and if you don't need it, you can give it to people who you think need it." Umair said, "By Allah, I don't have anything that can be used to store these dinars." Hearing that, his wife tore part of the lining he was wearing, then gave a piece of cloth to Umair, which Umair used to store the dinars. Next, Umair distributed the dinars to the children of the martyrs. Then, he returned home, and the messenger suspected that he would be given a share of the dinars. But Umair said to him, "Say my greetings to Amirul Mu'minin." Al-Harith returned to meet Umar, and Umar asked him, "What do you see?" He replied, "I saw Umair in great difficulty." "What did he do with the dinars?" "I don't know." Umar then wrote a letter to him. "If this is my letter, come to me immediately." Umair immediately went to Umar's place and met him straight away. When he met him, Umar asked him a question. "I swear, you have to explain to me what you have done with those dinars." Umair said, "I have used it for my own benefit." Umar said, "May Allah have mercy on you." Then Umar ordered to give him 1 wasag, 122.4 kilograms, of food and 2 clothes. Finding this, Umar said, "About that food, I don't need it, because I have left 2 shah, 2.04 kilograms, of wheat in my house, so that I can eat from it, and other sustenance comes." Because of this, Umair did not take the food. As for the 2 clothes, Fulana lacked clothes. So she took the 2 clothes and went back to her house. Not long after that incident, Umair died. May Allah have mercy on him. News of his death reached Umar, and Umar felt lost and prayed for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless him. Then he walked with the people who accompanied the body to the Baqi cemetery. Next, he said to his friends, "Should you reveal what your dreams are on this occasion?" A man said, "I wish I had money to use to free slaves, this much and this much." Another friend said, "I wish I had money to use for charity fi sabilillah." And another said, "I wish I had more physical strength, so that we can draw Zamzam water to give the Hajj pilgrims something to drink." Meanwhile, Umar said, "I hope to have a friend like Umair bin Saad," who then I asked him to become an official to look after the interests of the Muslims.